Hey, this is Mark Henry, author of Dancing with Energy, Healing, Magic, and Mysticism. Well, today I'm going to be talking about a specific topic that is optimal mentorship in magic and occult practice. So, this is something that I haven't really spoken about before. But before I get into the meat of the material, I want to actually share something with you. I want to do something I've never done before, and that is a giveaway. For those of y'all who are or have been thinking about joining my Patreon group, I am about to do a giveaway. So, what I am offering is that if you were to sign up for Patreon and have at least a $1 donation, I am giving away a signed copy of my book, Dancing with Energy, and also a amethyst necklace, pure amethyst. I talk about in my videos about meditation, psychic sensitivity, developing psychic abilities, and amethyst is a excellent stone to help you with that. So if you are interested, all you have to do is I'm going to put a link in the bottom. Sign up for my Patreon with at least a $1 donation. And what I am going to be doing is Friday, I'm going to be I'm going to actually do it old school. I'm going to be writing everybody's names down, putting into a hat. And then Sunday, I'm going to be doing a live stream, and I'm actually going to be pulling it out of the hat and pick a winner. So if you're interested, sign up and click the link at the bottom of the description. So let's get into the video. So mentorship, what is it, why it's important? So the way that I'm going to be talking about mentorship today is going to be more a live, face-to-face, being inside the same room type of situation where you're in a relationship with somebody. They are communicating with you about a certain subject. They are observing you and they're giving you feedback on the particular subject that you are trying to learn, something that you're interested in. So I know that was a mouthful. So why exactly are we kind of talking about this? I believe that while there are a lot of different ways that you can learn something different in different situations, different mediums of learning, I believe that this is probably the optimal way to learn. If you think about it, let's say that you were going to learn a musical instrument. The way that's typically done is by taking a class, guitar lessons, cello lessons, in a class with an instructor, or maybe private lessons where you have an instructor to give you individual attention. How hard would it be to learn a musical instrument if you are just doing it by reading a book or watching a video? It would be much more difficult. If you naturally have abilities, you might have a little bit of a leg up on everyone else, but it wouldn't be the optimal way to learn. Let's look at another example. What if you were to learn martial arts? Let's say jiu-jitsu or karate. That needs to take place in a dojo with instructors who can look at what you're doing to show you what needs to be done, look at you, and help you modify your technique. That also wouldn't do well, just by watching videos or reading books. So what are some other examples of what that might work that way? Or a sport, it's not the best way to learn is just through reading books. And even when you're taking classes online, while you can learn some things that way, physical skills, then it's not the optimal way to do it. So you might say, okay, so your examples have to do strictly with physical things, but that doesn't really prove your point as far as magic and occult skills, because what your examples you gave of martial arts, of playing an instrument. While there is some mental component to it, these are all things that involve physical. Well, how about these examples? If you were to go into a counseling program, like actually learn counseling, social work, become a licensed practicing counselor, what you'd have to do is to actually enter a graduate school program where you have to take classes. Now, whether it's online or whether it was actually classroom where you're sitting in with other students in a physical location, there would be a point where you would have to be a part of an internship. And as part of that internship, you would have to be in a specific agency, and you would have a mentor who would observe you, who process things, and help you modify what you do so that you're not just indiscriminately messing with people's heads. So that is a very good example of why it's important to have a mentor. If you were somebody struggling with their alcoholism and you went to an AA meeting, now despite what you think about AA, one of the things that's encouraged is that you work the 12 steps. So how do you learn the 12 steps? It isn't enough to just to read the big book and go on your way. They say that optimally what needs to happen is you need to get a sponsor. What does a sponsor do? It's someone you meet with. You can teach you the 12 steps. You can have conversations about different things related to alcoholism, and you have somebody who's going to give you feedback. Somebody who's actually going to call you on your BS too. This is an excellent way to learn when you have somebody who's able to give you that information, and it's a live face-to-face. Person can watch your body language, can help, just like the jiu-jitsu instructor can actually sit there, watch you in the room while you make mistakes and help you change it. So I believe that optimally this is the best way to learn. Now, I understand that it isn't always possible to have a mentor. That's why we have other ways of learning. That's why we have online classes. And that's why we have, why people read books and take distance learning type of things. I do it myself, so I'm not criticizing anybody for doing that. But I want to kind of give you examples of how I have personally benefited from the optimal learning of having a mentor. Okay, so some other examples outside of the occult. I wanted at one point to learn hypnosis. Now, to learn hypnosis, I wanted to do it to actually go into a classroom. So that's what I did. I found a hypnosis school. I took classes. I think I wound up taking 120 hours, so it was pretty extensive. As part of that school, I was observed by an instructor. He gave me feedback, and I took tests, and I got individual attention as well. And after I finished the classes, I did an internship. So the internship, he observed me, listened to me with my language and how I did things, and give me feedback. That's how I improved. After that, I actually worked briefly at a hypnosis clinic where I could get further instructions. So that's one. Martial arts. I've done several martial arts, and as a result of going to that's something you have to. You have to go to class. You have to just take it step by step, learn the techniques, have an instructor say, nope, you're doing that wrong, or give you feedback when you get beat up. So that's the best way to learn that skill. Also, as a teacher, I had a friend who several years ago wanted to learn, I guess, have a brief survey of various things related to the paranormal, occult, various things. So I sat down with her, and once a week we got together and We sat down over lunch and we go over energy work. We went over psychic abilities. We went over various things. And then over time, she gained the ability to do some things that surprised herself that she could do. So she got really good at psychometry. See, the thing is that especially if you're new to something, is that you might have a sense you're interested, but you might not have all of the pieces, know all of the pieces to be put together in order to be successful at something. And that is why I think a mentor is good. And I was able to help her with that. And then she kind of moved on and did her own thing. Sometimes trial and error is a little bit arduous. And it takes a lot of motivation to be able to do that. And not everybody has that motivation because life brings you a lot of things to the table to help distract you. So sometimes having a mentor is the easier, maybe faster way, if that's available to you and if you have the resources to do that, if it requires that. So those are the examples that I wanted to give you. So let me know what you think. I think I'm going to do a further video in that if you were interested in a mentor, what sort of things to look for, what would be red flags, and to where you might find one. Because in this day and age, it may not be obvious. So please subscribe and like. Again, if you're interested in the giveaway, click the Patreon button in the description. Sign up, and we'll do the giveaway on Sunday. Talk to you later. Have a good night.